Hello everyone, and welcome to General Mark Landis, episode 2. At the end of episode 1, a man had given Celia a .ru free email address to email to ask for his leave from the US Army. Celia wasn't convinced that the US and Russia get along well enough for that to be real. I need to be honest, when you gave me a bk.ru email address, it raised some questions. As far as I know, the US military doesn't use free email providers based in Russia for official communication. That doesn't align with standard protocol, and it makes me wonder what's really going on. If there's a valid explanation, I'm open to hearing it, but I also need to feel confident that what you're telling me is genuine. Yes, you're right, but you have to know that the department that is in charge of our vacation and deployment does not come straight from the military department itself. This is the body of the armed forces, but you don't understand it because you're not into it, and explaining it to you may sound like I'm forcing you or trying to convince you to do what you don't want to do. I want to be honest. Telling me I won't understand because I'm not into it feels a bit dismissive. I might not be in your world, but I'm capable of understanding if you take the time to explain. If this body of the armed forces works different from the military department itself, I'd genuinely like to learn. I'm asking because I care, not because I'm unwilling or unable to understand. By now, Celia had learnt to write in Copilot. I honestly don't know which bits I wrote and which bit Copilot wrote. It's kind of a private contractor, I'll explain. I need to be honest with you. I'm struggling to believe that any legitimate body of the armed forces would use a free Russian email provider like bk.ru. That would be a major security risk, especially given the sensitivity of military operations and communications. I honestly at this point don't know whether I wrote that or Copilot wrote it. It doesn't align with standard protocol and it raises serious concerns for me. I think I wrote it. If there's a valid explanation, I'm open to hearing it, but I need transparency to feel confident moving forward. Private military / security contractors. Well, that's your own understanding, but doesn't matter to the government or the military, but I'll explain something to you. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. Politicians has another way of doing things, and what they want you to know, you will know. Trump can make you think he has issues with Russia, but he's in a good relationship with the Russian president. This is politics, but not why I'm here. I will explain things to your understanding. We have private contractors, and he came up with a list of 10 private contractors to the military. Constellis, and I won't read them to you. Finishing with quiet professionals. I can give you more if you want, and you have to understand that the company I gave you contact details is a private company in charge of my vacation and some other military officers. That wasn't a company you gave me, Cecilia. It was a free email provider. Are you interested in the email or the importance of it? I don't know what that means. Well, it's not a most like I said before, and don't forget I'm being honest with you. Please explain what are interested in the email of the important of it means. I did. No, you didn't. I have no idea what it means. It's illiterate, ungrammatical and meaningless. It's a typing error. You should go back and read it. I have reread it. I'm not psychic. If you made a typing error, please retype it, because I still have no idea what it means. Thank you for listing those companies. I appreciate you taking the time. If your vacation is being handled through a private contractor, I'd feel more confident communicating through an official email address from one of those organisations. Could you please share an email from one of the companies you mentioned, like Constellis or KBR? It's important to me that things feel transparent and legitimate. And in reply to him saying, it's a typing error, you should go back and read it, she said, I really don't like it when you're rude. I've reread it and it still says, are you interested in the email of the important of it? I'd really like you to go back and read it, then correct your typing error and tell me what it meant, please. Good morning. Sorry about that, I've been busy. I'll check it. Please. Yes, please do. Have you had any luck checking what you said? Cecilia? A few hours later? Yes, I did. How are you doing, my love? That's good. Then could you clarify what it meant, please? I was asking you if you're only interested in the email, not the letter I asked you to send. I'm not sure what you mean. I was hoping you'd send me the email contact for one of those companies you listed, not the free provider. That's the only email I have from them. I appreciate you sharing what you have, but I need to be honest. I don't feel comfortable using a free.ru email address for anything related to formal US Army business. Given the sensitivity and security standards involved, that kind of address doesn't align with what I'd expect from a legitimate military or contractor channel. You've listed 10 companies, and I imagine it must be possible to find an official email address from one of them. If this is real, I'd like to see it reflected in the communication channels too. Or maybe I can phone one of those companies on Monday. Well, you should know that coming home and meeting you is very important to me right now, but if you think the email is not real, fine, I won't bother you with again, and you should know that other companies are deferent from the company in charge of my leave from work. Let's just forget about it for now, okay? Why did you give me that list of companies? And say you could give me more? Yes, for you to know that such things exist. Well, how was your day? What are you doing now? Now that I know such things exists, I'd feel more comfortable contacting one of them. And for what reason? And in reply to him asking, what are you doing now? She said, standing on one leg in the airing cupboard. What are you doing now? Still in the war room, said our man, who thought he was Winston Churchill. How many times do I have to tell you I don't feel comfortable emailing a free online mail provider? That's a security risk. It isn't even a US provider. What's a war room? And I'm understanding now, but you don't trust me. Room full of drones and cameras. And I'm understanding now that you can't read. I do not feel comfortable emailing a free email provider based in Eastern Europe. I understand, it's fine. I'm not pressuring you. You gave me a list of 10 companies and said there were more. I find it hard to believe that not a single one of them has an email I can use. I'll call some of them on Monday. Why'd you keep your drones inside a room? That's not what I said. The companies I sent you has nothing to do with my leave. So you sent a random list of companies just to confuse me. Not funny. It's kind of control room, in reply to her asking why he kept his drones inside. Which company does handle your leave? Oh, not that. When I told you that the email is from a private company, you were not agreeing with me, so I have to show you more of the companies. Can you tell me which company uses that email, please, instead of telling me 10 that don't? Military contractors, PMCs, he tried. No, Cecilia, which company, not what kind of company? All the ones on that list of PMCs. Private Security Service, DC Military Affairs. No, the name of the company, please. They're also into bodyguards, protective details, secure transport, route planning, which I've involved. I just did. The name of the company, please. No, that's a type of company. He typed something as he's removed. Exactly, replied Celia. Please tell me the name of the company, not what type of company it is. He repeated, Private Security Service, DC Military Affairs. That is not the name of the company. It's a type of company. Please tell me the actual real name of the company that uses that email and their website address, please. I don't understand you. I told you. It's a DC military affair. That's what it's called. I don't know how to explain this to you. The more I talk, the more I try to explain. It makes me feel like I'm breaking the military code that states that all military affairs should stay military. That is not the name of a company. If you can't tell me the name, I might start to think you're lying to me for some reason, which would explain why you're giving me an address that uses a free online Russian email provider. I don't want you to explain. I want the name and web address of the company that handles your leave. But I'm beginning to think there's no such company. I'll let you go away and think about it. Please, if it's not possible for you to contact the email I gave you, or you're not sure about it, maybe you don't trust me. Can we just leave that aside? All right, I'm not upset. I understand you very well. Thank you. Maybe you can come up with a more convincing company name and email address if you take time to think about it. We both know that US Army leave would never be handled via a free online email provider with a .ru web address. We both know that none of those companies you gave me would use such a web address. So I suggest you go away and have a good think about it, please, and find the web address of the company, with perhaps a form that I can fill in online to request your leave, so I can submit the form securely. Nothing to think about. Not all military affairs, companies, private security services are online or everywhere it's called military, and this is because of national security. Sometimes things have to be hidden. I don't know how to explain this, and I don't want to make you feel bad, or neither me to feel bad. Please can you just leave it to be? Lots to think about, Cecilia, and please do, before giving me any more spurious excuses. It's fine, you can forget about it. Okay? Sounds like a good plan. It's obvious you're making up a story for some reason. Maybe testing me, to see if I'm daft enough to fall for it. You're very funny. If so, I passed the test, because I haven't fallen for it. Now, maybe you can tell me when your leave is due, because another part of the test, I assume, was to see if I was daft enough to believe that a senior army officer can't apply for his own leave. I'm not that kind of man. And don't forget, I won't say more than I shouldn't, because of your security and my security too. What kind of man aren't you? One that tells silly stories and lies? One that tests people to see if they believe daft stories? Yeah, you're right, thanks. Forget about it. So tell me when your leave is due, please. Not a must, because you don't trust me, so let's take it out of the equations. Oh, so now you're telling me that you were genuinely lying to me, not just testing me to see if I'd fall for the fake story. I don't like the idea that you were deliberately lying. I was hoping it was a test. It's fake, my love. Do you believe it now? I know it's fake, because the truth is always fake in people's eyes. But can you please tell me when your leave is really due? I've no idea what that even means, in reply to him saying the truth is always fake in people's eyes. How many times will I have to ask you to tell me when your leave is really due? Yeah, if I'm lying to you now, you will believe it, but I'm not saying anything more about it. Please tell me when your leave is really due, third time I've asked. I've told you. If you really want to meet me in a week or so, write to the department and request for my leave. When you're ready, I'll send you my military code identification. Oh, FGS, said Celia. We've agreed that's fake. You told me it's fake. I've already passed that test. And you already told me you'll be on vacation soon. If you tell me when your vacation is due, I might be able to take a few days off. Then you can come here and I can show you around. I told you that, because that's what you want to hear. No, you told me that because it's true, about him saying it was fake. I don't need to tell you when my vacation is due, because at the moment, my vacation is due for request. You really do need to take time to go and have that think and come up with a proper website, preferably with a secure form that I can fill in online. That won't be necessary, because I'm not going to send any other info which I know that is fake. Are you telling me that this wasn't true? She said, going back to where he'd said originally. What I meant is that I'll be on vacation soon. If you don't believe the one I gave you, let it be. You really do struggle with reading and comprehension, don't you? I said I do not trust a company that uses a free online email provider with a .ru address. That clearly is not a US-based company. I will not email that address. I'm saddened and upset that you can't provide me with the name, web address and details of the company you're asking me to contact. That doesn't give me confidence. You keep on sending me our old chat. Yes, I told you that, and what I meant is that I will be on vacation soon. What I really mean was that I'll be due for the request soon. Please, if I said something that means another thing, maybe it was the mood I was in at that time, so please, I'm sorry about that, but the latest news is that I'm due for a request. Thank you. I'll contact the US Army directly on Monday and ask them to point me in the right direction. The latest news is that I will contact the Army on Monday. Thank you. And what will you ask or request? I'll ask for the direct contact details of the department that handles leave. You don't have my military code identification and they won't give you any good answers. I know your name and country you're serving in. I'm sure they'll find you. Because military is a very big body of the United States Army and has many departments, and mind you, I'm not the only one that goes by that name in the military, so you can never get any good answers from them. And who you're about to call may be a new sergeant that was recruited maybe last year or this year. Or maybe you'll manage to come up with the name and web address of the company before Monday. You can take that as a challenge tomorrow. I'm sure even a newly recruited sergeant can find you. Your name's easy to Google. I'm sure they can do it. They will ask you for my code. Nobody will advise you to look for any military officer based on Google Military. Don't use Google search to know an army officer. Military is another world, believe it or not. Please, I have to go now. Text you back later. I'll leave you to come up with a name and website for the company with a secure online form I can fill in. I'm sure you can do it, or someone in your team can. I was trying to make him set up a website. I imagine our university cyber security team would find it, but it would be easier if you could do it. Good morning. I hope you're waking up to a peaceful start today. I've been thinking about our conversation, and I wanted to ask, have you managed to find a website for the company that handles your vacation request? It would help me feel more confident if I could see something official. Let me know when you have a moment. Good morning, my love. How are you? He said at 3:46 p.m. UK time, 5:46 p.m. in Syria. Morning? Celia, did you get confused? Not at all. Why? Where are you if you think it was morning? Our man disappeared, but a few days later, Celia thought she'd poke him. You disappeared? Did something happen? Did you go back to the US? No, I haven't gone back to the US. I'm still out here in the field. Communication can be unpredictable, and sometimes I go quiet when duties take over. But I'm all right. Thank you for checking in. It means more than you know. I just wondered, because when you said good morning, it would have been morning in the US. I understand why that caught your attention. Time zones can make things sound off. I keep my schedule close to US hours sometimes for coordination and briefings, so it was morning on my clock, even if not where I am, said our man, thinking on his feet. OK, have you managed to find the name of the company that handles leave, or a proper email address? The beginning of November would be a good time for me to take a few days off. I haven't gotten the full details yet, but I'll get back to you on that as soon as I do. Early November sounds like a good time. I'll make sure to check and confirm everything before then. That sounds great, said Celia. How are you doing? Everything all right on your side? Yes, thanks. Work's been busy, but it'll calm down now for a few weeks, which is why I said beginning of November would be good. I'm glad to hear things will ease up soon. You've earned that breather after all the hard work. Early November sounds perfect then. I hope the next few weeks bring you a bit of calm before your well-deserved break. I'll be honest, I think I've started to fall in love with you. It's something that's grown quietly but steadily with every conversation. There's a depth in what we share that I can't ignore. I don't say this lightly, but you've become someone who matters to me. Are you there? Oh my goodness, said Celia. I was upstairs doing some ironing. I don't know what to say. I might need to go for a walk to clear my head. I'm so excited. Take your time. I know it's a lot to take in. A walk sounds like a good idea. Sometimes a bit of fresh air helps settle everything. I'm just glad my words reached you the way they did. No rush. I'll be here when you're ready to talk. I want you to know how deeply I feel for you. It's not something fleeting or uncertain. It's steady and real. You've become someone I think about often. Someone who brings calm and light into my days. I don't take those feelings lightly. I need you to know how much you've come to mean to me. What I feel for you runs deep. It's quiet but constant, like a heartbeat beneath everything else. You've become a part of my thoughts, my calm, my reason to look forward to the next day. It's rare to find a connection that feels this real, and I don't take it for granted, not for a moment. I'm so happy right now, said Celia. I still don't know what to say. Hearing that makes me smile more than I can say. You don't have to find the words right now. Just let the feeling be what it is. I'm happy too, truly. Some moments don't need many words. They just need to be felt. I'm feeling calmer today, said Celia, the next day. Should I tell my son about us? I'm glad you're feeling calmer this morning. As for telling your son, let's take things slowly and be sure of where we stand before bringing anyone else into it. I respect your honesty, and I want to move forward with care and consideration for everyone involved. Good evening, said Celia. I've just finished talking to my son. He and his wife Julie just got up. I told him I've met someone online. They're happy for me, but said I really should meet you in person. I agree. Good evening. I'm really glad to hear your son and Julie were supportive. That means a lot. And I agree with them. Meeting in person is the best way to truly understand what this connection could be. Let's take it one step at a time and find a way that feels right for both of us. I'm hoping you can come to Durham so we can meet, said Celia. That means a lot to hear, and I'd really like that too. Meeting in person would be the best way to give this connection its true shape. Let me take a look at what's possible on my end, and we'll find a way to make it happen when the time is right. OK, just let me know when you think you can come. I will, absolutely. I just need to check a few things on my end first, but I'll let you know as soon as I have a clearer picture. I really appreciate your patience. It means a lot to me. Good morning. I'm just getting ready to leave for work. Good morning. I hope your day starts smoothly and stays steady all the way through. Take care out there. I'll be thinking of you. I just stopped for my lunch break, said Celia at lunchtime. Glad you got a break in the middle of your day. I hope you're getting a chance to rest a bit and enjoy your lunch. How's the day been treating you so far? I just got home, said Celia a bit later. It was a busy day, one of those days where I had one meeting after another. Sounds like quite a full day. I'm glad you're finally home. Hopefully you can unwind a bit now and leave the meetings behind. You've earned a quiet evening. I'll send you the email address on Thursday once I have it confirmed. Thanks for being patient. I just want to make sure I get you the right details. By which he meant he had to register a domain name, as you'll see very shortly. Why will it take so long? Asked Celia. I understand it sounds like a long wait. There are a few formal steps I need to go through before I can share the contact details, and that takes a bit of time. I just want to be sure everything's accurate before I send it. OK, I'll try and be patient. Thank you. That means a lot. I know waiting isn't easy, and I truly appreciate your patience. I'll make sure it's worth the wait. Here, he said, at 2:30 in the morning UK time, which was about 4:30 a.m. in Lebanon. I have it! The email address you wish for, and I'm hoping to get home soon. And it was info@privateservices.online. I, of course, did a whiz search on private services online. And here it is. It's 1 day old. He registered it yesterday, on the 13th of October 2025. Please go ahead and write to them so they can confirm everything on their end. Once you hear back, let me know so we can move forward. Thank you for that, said Celia. Their website doesn't seem to be working. I'd tried to go to private services online, but my browser restricted it because they hadn't installed a security certificate on it. I think you should alert them in case there's a problem. I'll just email them before I leave for work. I tried using another browser, which did let me on, and this was their wonderful website. As far as I can tell, someone's installed a WordPress theme on the site and not filled it in. It's got a sample page, it's got a shop with nothing in it, and some sample text, which is the same sentence in each field. Being deliberately obtuse, as usual, Celia emailed General Mark Landis. Hello, General Landis has asked me to write to you. He hasn't given me a contact name or any details of what he wants me to say, so I'm hoping you'll know what this is about. Celia Warburton. Private Services replied, Introduction and clarification on our agency's role. Dear Celia, I hope this message finds you well. We would like to take a moment to clarify the purpose and operations of our organisation. As a private security and intelligence agency, we're responsible for overseeing private security operations, intelligence coordination, and supporting government and military personnel, including the facilitation of deployments, transitions, and vacation arrangements for officials currently on duty. If your request for an audience was submitted without a specific intention, please feel free to let us know your area of interest or concern. Our team will be glad to assist you accordingly. Should your inquiry relate to a vacation request, deployment assistance, or any other listed service, please do not hesitate to reach out with the relevant military officials' details and country of deployment so we can process your request appropriately. Thank you for your understanding and cooperation. We look forward to providing the support you require. Warm regards, Sergeant Don Hills, Private Services Agency, their email address and a phone number. I hopped onto Facebook and asked Elizabeth to call the number for me. This is what happened. It's connected to one of those fake sites with nothing that's clickable. bestgoodreads.com, she said. It won't let me call at all.
To speak to a customer service representative, please hang up and dial *611. Announcement 3.
I just received a reply, Celia told our man. What should I ask for? US Military Department application for emergency leave, he replied. I'm, brackets your complete name, from, brackets your address, hereby wish to apply for emergency leave, in uppercase letters, on behalf of my fiancé, General, and then in brackets, Mark H. Landis, and then a long convoluted selection of letters and numbers. I googled it. Apparently it doesn't mean anything, and you'd be surprised, or maybe you wouldn't, how many scammers seem to have been using the same selection of letters and numbers. Stationed in Lebanon, I'm writing to ask if he can be granted an emergency leave vacation so that he can come home and prepare for our marriage rites. I'll be grateful if my request can be granted. Copy this letter, he said, and send it to them. They'll understand. Ladies and gentlemen, if the person that you're talking to online has told you that you need to apply for their leave, then you know 100% that you're talking to a scammer. No one can apply for leave on behalf of someone else who's in the US Army. Is that a proposal? Asked Celia. No, it's not a proposal, said our romantic general. It's just the formal letter that needs to be sent for confirmation. Once they receive it, everything can move forward properly. How unromantic, said Celia. I'm not going to lie to them. I'll tell them you're my boyfriend. It's not an emergency. You told me your leave was due anyway. That's kind of you, and I appreciate the thought. You're right. It's not an emergency, and my leave is coming up as planned. Just let them know what feels comfortable and honest for you. That's all that matters. Okay, said Celia. All right, thank you. Okay, I just sent a reply to them. And this is what she had sent. Hello, Sergeant Hills. General Landis has helped me write this reply to you. He's given me his army number, that great long selection of letters and numbers, and asked me to tell you that he's stationed in Lebanon. We've been talking to each other online for a while now. He tells me that he's due for leave, but has asked that I let you know so you can expedite the process. I would like him to have at least a week so that he can come to Durham and we can meet. Celia Warburton. Perfect, said our man. Thank you for taking care of that. I really appreciate you following through. Let's wait and see what they say. I'm excited to meet you at last, replied Celia. I feel the same way. It means a lot to finally be this close to meeting in person. I'm really looking forward to it. I just got home, said Celia a few hours later. I stopped at the supermarket on the way home. I haven't heard from that company again. Well, you should check your Gmail. Have you eaten? I have checked my email. That's how I know I haven't had a reply. Or do you think I was using my psychic powers? My dinner's in the oven right now. And then I looked in spam. Cecilia had to swallow humble pie. Just found something in spam. What a cheek, she said. And I'll tell you why she said that. Because this was their reply. And ladies and gentlemen, if somebody asked you for all this information, please, please never send it. Apart from anything else, as Celia will point out to them, it isn't her identity they need to verify. It's not her that's a member of the army. Celia, thank you for your message and for reaching out to Private Services Agency regarding General Landis. We acknowledge receipt of your communication and the reference information provided. To proceed with the verification and leave facilitation process, our protocol requires that we confirm the identity and authorization of the requester. Kindly provide the following details for our official records and clearance validation. Or to put it another way, we'd like to commit identity theft. Your full legal name, your valid government-issued ID front and back, your current residential address. This information is required strictly for verification and security purposes under our leave and deployment assistance policy. All details shared will remain confidential and handled through our secure internal system. Once the above information is received, our department will begin the necessary clearance process and keep you updated on the next steps. Warm regards, Sergeant Don Hills. Celia, of course, wasn't impressed. My government ID is none of your business, she replied. Plus, we don't have such a thing in the UK. It's General Landis that is requesting leave, and it's his identity that you need to verify. You have my name, Celia. What a cheek, she just said to our man. They asked for my government ID. How dare they? We don't have those in the UK, and it's your identity they need to verify, not mine. You're a grown man. Where you go when you're on leave is none of their business. In fact, you're one of the military's highest-ranking officers, not a junior recruit. No, said our man, realising that maybe his scam wasn't about to work as he thought it ought to. Let me make you understand. No, you got it all wrong. You're thinking, as a civilian, for security reason, they need to verify so that they can process my vacation. I don't really like the way you sound some things. This is our plan to be together, but you make it sound like someone is forcing you to do what you're doing now. Please, sending ID card is not a bad deal. In the States, your ID is needed in everything. I'm not in the States, said Celia, and we don't have ID in the UK, so I can't send it. Yes, you're right. We have driving licence card. I'm not sending that to them, said Celia, and please, ladies and gentlemen, don't. Hell, what is wrong with you? said our General. It's you that wants leave, and your identity they need to verify. How do you think I can come home? Let it be. Don't be rude, she said, in reply to him saying, Hell, what's wrong with you? You're not on your right mind. And in the reply to him saying, How do you think I can come home? She said the same way every other army officer does. Get on a plane. How rude. You're one of the US Army's top officers. We both know that it's your identity they need to verify, not mine. Seriously, he said, you're unbelievable. Yes, she replied, you're unbelievably rude. They have my identity. I've gone off you, said Celia. Go away. They need to verify yours. Good, she said in reply to him saying they have my identity. Then you can book a flight. And in reply to him saying they needed to verify her identity, she said no, they don't. Seriously? Suppose you decided not to come here. It's fine. Just book a flight and tell me when you'll be arriving. Imagine one of the most senior army officers having to get someone else to book his leave. Unbelievable, isn't it? Do you know that I can't go to another place after you've request only if you follow the process? Grow up. And Celia, I have no idea what game you're playing, but it isn't funny. You're very stupid. Game? Hell no. Imagine a senior army officer only being able to go somewhere if a civilian asks for him to. You're very rude. I withdraw the invitation to come and visit me. Sure. Thanks, he said. Now who's very stupid? And so Celia Googled what you should do if someone asked you this. Do army generals have to get someone to ask for their leave? And the reply, of course, is no. An army general does not need someone to ask for their leave. They must request it for themselves through their own chain of command, just like any other soldier. Why are you lying to me, she asked. Is this some kind of game? Online stuffs will kill you one day, replied our general. F off. All your life is online. OK, that tells me you're not a high-ranking army officer. Imagine using language like that. Who are you really? A 16-year-old Nigerian kid? Question mark, question mark, question mark, he said. If I call you, will you be too cowardly to talk because I'll hear your non-American accent? So she tried calling him, and it won't surprise you to hear that he didn't answer. Thanks! Can you let me be? I won't accept any silly excuses. Either answer me or go away. I don't need you, all right? Have a nice day. OK, so you admit you're just a scared Nigerian scammer. Goodbye. Feel free to talk to yourself, she said. But meanwhile, over on the mail, Leave Welfare had replied to her saying she wasn't sending them her ID. Celia, you didn't confirm your location, and any active duty military official on deployment zone can't request for his leave at the moment, so you have to provide your location address and any of your valid IDs such as driver's licence, etc. Not hard to tell the difference between this that the person wrote for himself and the pre-written AI templates they were using earlier. General Lands will leave the country of deployment to your location, and we have to process all documents for security purposes. If you're in the UK, no problem with that, but you have to verify your identity. Thanks for your understanding. General Landis, said Celia, is an extremely rude man. Whoever I've been talking to is definitely not a mature US Army general. I suggest you verify his identity. To which Leave Welfare simply replied, Noted, and disappeared. And so that was the end of General Landis. The moral of this story, of course, is that if anyone tells you that you need to apply for their leave, then you know you're talking to a scammer, and please never send any of your identity documents to someone that you've only ever met online, however convincing their story might seem to be. I hope you enjoyed both of these videos. If you did, you know what to do. Please like this one, please share it, please comment down below, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again in another video.